Today I'm going to react to my 2021 Major League Baseball mock draft. Now, I only did my first round mock draft, and that's probably good for my sake because it didn't go too well. But who cares? It's a mock draft. It's for fun. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do in today's video. I'm going to react to my 2021 MLB Mock Draft, and that's what I'm going to do in today's video. But before I get into this video, 92% of you that watch these videos are not subscribed. So go ahead and get your life together and hit that subscribe button, turn notifications, and leave a like on this video. Subscribe, turn notifications, and leave a like, and let's go ahead and get to this video. So with the first overall selection, I got this one right, surprisingly. The Pirates selected Henry Davis out of Louisville, and that's exactly what I had here. I said that a shortstop wasn't the best fit, and if you could get Henry Davis, who I thought was the second best player in this draft, and you could get a better fit there, that's exactly what you need to do. And they had the same reasoning as me. Here, I think that this is a smart pick and a pick that they should have went with here. And I got this one right in my mock draft. Like I said, I had Henry Davis at 2 on my big board. Great arm for him, along with one of the best bats, if not the best bat in the draft. And if you were wondering what was in the background, weirdly, my Alexa was listening to me making this video, so that's fun. But with Henry Davis, he's one if not the best hitters in this class, along with great arm, doesn't strike out a lot, and I mean, if he could get better receiving the baseball, then he is going to be an elite catcher, and he's already a pretty good catcher. With the second selection, I had the Texas Rangers going with Marcelo Meyer, shortstop out of Eastlake High School. This one didn't happen. I understand totally why the Rangers went with who they did with Jack Leiter. This makes a lot of sense why they did go with Jack Leiter. Like, I'm not really questioning that pick. I thought that they were going to head more towards the shortstop. But they do need pitching for the future as well. Like, they do have some good pitchers in their farm system, like Cole Winn and more. But a pitcher like Jack Leiter, who's going to be the future ace of that rotation, who's going to be up quick too, and he might be on the same timeline as some of these players for the Rangers farm system, where the Rangers farm system, a lot of their players are already in Double-A-ish, and this guy could be up as soon as 2022 or 2023. He's a fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. He's got 4 pitches. Those are his 4 pitches. He no-hit South Carolina this year, and he's seen his draft stock go up a lot too. And Jack Leiter, I like this pick a lot for the Rangers. I got this one wrong. At number 3, I said that the Tigers were going to go with Jordan Lawler, a shortstop out of Dallas Jesus Prep. This one didn't happen either. Jackson Jobe was this pick. I can understand why Jackson Jobe was this pick. He's a very good pitcher. He has a great slider along with good other pitches as well. It makes sense why Jackson Jobe was here and why he was the pick. But I thought it was going to be Jordan Lawler. At number 4, I had the Red Sox going with starting pitcher Jack Leiter out of Vanderbilt. And this one didn't happen. I do think, though, like, if Jack Leiter was still there at number 4, they would have went with Jack Leiter there. So I don't think that I was totally wrong there. Yes, they did select Marcelo Meyer, but I still think if Jack Leiter was available, they would have went with him. At number 5, for the Orioles, I went with Khalil Watson. I thought that this could be an underslot value pick along with a very good player here. Not only did I think that he was the best player available, I thought they could have got him for some underslot value as well. Instead, they went with Colton Cowser out of Sam Houston State. He's a guy that's going to have to prove it for me. He's a natural-born center fielder, which I didn't like the total idea of this draft. They drafted a lot of outfielders so far in this draft. They drafted Colton Cowser in the first round. They drafted John Rhodes out of Kentucky, an outfielder in the 3rd round. I'm pretty sure Dante Williams is an outfielder as well, if I'm not mistaken. So they drafted a bunch of outfielders. That was kind of the theme of this draft for the Orioles, to draft an outfielder. Next up at number 6, I had the Diamondbacks going with Cooper Rocker, starting pitcher out of Vanderbilt. I knew that this was going to change. I knew that when they kind of said that they were going to be sellers at the deadline, and this season kind of happened in general, I knew that Cooper Rocker probably was not going to be the fit here. I knew that they were probably going to go high school shortstop. I think if Jordan Lawler was already selected, they would have went Khalil Watson. But I just didn't. I still think that a starting pitcher would have been good, and I still think it would have been a good fit there. But they didn't think the same way. They already do have a shortstop in Geraldo Perdomo in their farm system. I don't hate that idea. I had the idea there. I just didn't expect Jordan Lawler to fall to 6. At number 7, I had the Royals selecting Harry Ford, utility out of North Cobb High School in Georgia. This one didn't happen. He instead got selected 12th by Seattle here. But I don't think that this was a bad idea pick. Like, I think that they definitely could have considered Harry Ford in this spot. Like, I don't think that's an absolutely crazy pick here. They instead went with Frank Mazzacata out of East Catholic High School in Connecticut. But, I mean, Harry Ford, I don't think it's a total bad idea, but it didn't happen. At number 8, the Rockies, I went with them and Brady House. They instead went with Benny Montgomery. They must have really saw the potential in Benny Montgomery. I don't see the potential in Benny Montgomery as much, but they clearly do. I see the potential a lot more in Brady House than I do. I see Brady House as Nolan Arenado 2.0 in my opinion. I think that he's got a great arm and is going to move over to third base and has a great power bat as well. I think that the Rockies should have went with Brady House here or Khalil Watson, whichever they preferred, but they didn't. At number 9, I had the Angels going with Jackson Jobe out of Heritage Hall High School in Oklahoma. This one, I mean, I don't think that a team, I mean, maybe the Red Sox would have or the Orioles. I mean, I could have seen a lot of teams getting him between 3 and 9, but instead the Angels went with Sam Bachman out of Miami Ohio University. And this is not a bad one here, not at all. Like, I knew that the Angels were going to go pitching. It was just a matter of which pitcher. You could argue that they should have went with Cooper Rocker, and I would totally agree with you there. I wouldn't even argue that. At 10, the Mets went with Ty Madden, pitcher, or in my mock draft, they went with Ty Madden, pitcher out of Texas. This guy really fell in the draft. He fell all the way to the 33rd pick. For the compensation round for the Tigers, this was not a good one by me. I did not see Ty Madden falling that far in this draft, but he did. And a lot of mocks had Ty Madden in this draft. I kind of felt that the Mets were going to go pitching here with all the pitchers in that type of range that could have went at number 10 with Jackson Jobe, Ty Madden. I didn't really see Rocker falling, but he did. Sam Bachman as well. Even maybe at Jordan Wicks or an Andrew Painter if they really like either of those arms. But I really, I'm usually my history on this mock draft was that I had the same idea. Like, I had the idea, like, for the last 2 picks that the Angels and Mets were going to go pitching. It's just I didn't get the pick that they were going to go with right. At number 11, I had the Nationals going with Sam Bachman. A lot of mock drafts had this, including mine. I thought that Sam Bachman would be a great fit for this team. Instead, Brady House ended up falling to them, which is a great pick there. Brady House is an exceptional pick to get there at number 11. So, yeah. At number 12, I had the Mariners going with Matt McClain. Like I said, I did not see Harry Ford falling to 12. But I totally understand why they went with Harry Ford here. Harry Ford is a smart pick here. Yes, they have catcher Cal Raleigh, who they just called up. But still, I mean, who knows where Harry Ford's going to play? He could play the outfield. He could play second base. He could play a lot of, or shortstop, third base, first base. Who knows? He could play a lot of different positions. I could see him as a third baseman, honestly. Like, he could play a lot of different positions. And that's why a pick of Harry Ford I thought was going to go a lot higher. I thought that he could be really just kind of like a guy that really rose up towards the last couple days in mock drafts. At number 13, I had the Phillies selecting Sal Frelick, outfielder from Boston College. They instead went with Andrew Painter, right-hander out of Calvary Christian High School in Florida. It's a good pick either way. I think that Sal Frelick would have been a good pick. I think I would have said that that's a good pick, even with it being a little risky. I said that Andrew Painter is a good pick. And, yeah, with the Giants at 14, a lot of people were thinking Jordan Wicks, a left-hander out of Kansas State, probably had the best changeup in this class. But they didn't. And they went with Will Bednar, right-hander out of Mississippi State instead. I like the pick of Will Bednar. Like, Will Bednar didn't really have his big game that really boosted his draft stock. in the draft when I made this mock draft, so I can kind of say that that's the reason that I didn't predict him going very, very highly. I said that he was going to go number 29 to the Rays, and if the Rays got their hands on a Will Bednar, that would have not been good for the rest of the league. Next up at 15, I had the Brewers going with Andrew Painter. They instead went with Sal Frelick because Andrew Painter was not available. At 16, I had the Marlins going with Joe Mack, catcher out of Williamsville East. He was the first pick of the compensation round for Miami, weirdly. So, I mean, could I get some credit, I guess, for this one? Like, he still went to Miami. It's just he didn't go to him in this round. I'll still take credit for this one. But Joe Mack is a catcher out of Williamsville East. This is a risky selection here. That's probably why he fell. A lot of teams see that pick as a risky pick. But next at number 17, I had the Reds going with Anthony Salamato. The Reds went with Matt McClain instead. Matt McClain fell, and I didn't expect that. The Cardinals went with Colton Cowser, outfielder of Sam Houston State. This was more of one that I'm not a big fan of Colton Cowser myself, so I didn't really put him very highly. If I was being realistic, he probably would have went a lot higher. 20, Blue Jays, Ryan Huskick, pitcher out of Wake Forest. They instead went with Gunnar Hoglund out of Mississippi, who is one of the better players in this draft when healthy. But, yeah, I was right about them going pitching. Ryan Huskick instead went to Atlanta at 24. 21, the Yankees, Bubba Chandler. He went in the third round to Pittsburgh. This was just not it. I guess I was kind of right about them going shortstop-ish. But they went with Trey Sweeney. I'm not a big fan of that pick personally. 21, the Cubs went with Benny Montgomery. Another one where I didn't really see Jordan Wicks falling to them at 21, but Jordan Wicks is a very good pick at 21. Peyton Stovall, a second baseman from Halton High School in Louisiana, to the White Sox. I was right about the White Sox and a position player, but has he even been selected yet? Peyton Stovall. I'm looking here. No, he hasn't. He has not been selected. I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe he said he was going to go. Maybe he said that he was going to go to college or something, but I don't know why he's not been selected yet. But we move on to 23. I had Cleveland going with Joshua Baez. They ended up going with Gavin Williams out of East Carolina. I mean, this is a pick that I could have seen Cleveland going with here, but they didn't. I was wrong about this one as well. Michael McGreevy to the Braves. He already came off the board to the Cardinals at 18, so that one was really not realistic. But yeah, at 25, Max Muncy ended up going in this spot, but I had Gunnar Hoglund. No, that didn't happen. Gunnar Hoglund didn't fall that far. I thought he might fall a little bit just because of the injury stuff. One that I was right about at 26 was Chase Petty to the Twins. This was my second one, and I only got 2 right in my mock draft. But I got Chase Petty and I got Henry Davis. Those are the only 2 I got right in my mock draft. And Chase Petty was one of those. Chase Petty on my big board this guy could throw 100 too. I mean, he can throw absolute gas. Chase Petty was at 22 in my big board. Judd Feynman to the Padres at number 28. That kind of shows you that the Red Sox got a steal at number 40 with Judd Feynman there. But at 28, I mean, I don't think that that's a big reach there. Instead, they went with a second baseman out of Maryland. Jackson Morrell, I think was his name. At number 29, the Rays Will Bednar. No, that didn't happen. And at number 30, the Dodgers and Colson Montgomery. That didn't happen either. I feel like the story of my mock draft was players. I thought I didn't expect them to fall that far, or or they either went a lot higher. It was one of those. That was kind of the story of my mock draft. But yeah, this still was fun for a video, right? So yeah, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and turn notifications because, like I said, 92% of you that watch these videos are not subscribed. So go ahead and get your life together and hit that subscribe button, turn notifications, and leave a like. I got 2 right in my mock draft. You're not going to get a lot right in these mock drafts. So I got 2. So yeah, I got Chase Petty, Henry Davis. Those are the 2 I got right. But yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications. Thank you for watching, and peace.